Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of the Woo Crew podcast Time Skip. I am your
Oh,
host, Matthew, and here is my co-host, Bricks by Mind. I've officially taken over this week. Um,
yes. Time skip. I like that name. As I was calling it revival. Time skip is
I
very
know,
funny though. I like that idea.
yeah,
Um,
I thought of it the other day. I like it too. Um,
Update for this week. I plugged in my microphone so I don't sound like garbage.
Woo!
Sorry about that, guys. It's not the Woo Crew podcast without like a really stupid technical issue in the very first episode. Um,
Yep.
but we're here.
Hey,
Hopefully it sounds a little bit better. Hopefully I have my real camera too. Look, I got like focus now. Whoa. Um,
wow. I
Hope
went
it
back and
looks
watched
sounds a
the
little better.
first
Looks a little bit
episode.
better. I don't know. We're here. We're doing it.
I went back and watched the first episode of our old one. Not the whole thing, but oh my god, the audio was like completely desynced for half of it.
Yeah, well, that's
Uh,
luckily we figured a way around that. Figured out
yes.
because of that we recorded multiple audio tracks now.
Yep.
Um, and that old podcast was was a lot.
I
It was
I have to say I feel like this new one has gone off with a much better start than the old one because like we had some issues for the first few episodes.
you don't know what I went through with that editing because like I
Oh my
know how
god.
I taught you how you could separate the audio like
Mm-hmm.
record multiple tracks. I didn't used to do that. So like sometimes there'd be an
Oh,
episode where I had one audio track and we were just desynced and I'm like I don't what do I do with it? There was also episodes where
that's rough.
like our video was desynced, so I had to like go through frame by frame and cut the video in half and slide my half over a little bit, which is fine
Oh,
when we're on like a regular screen like this. But then when we
yeah.
open up like Brickset or something and it changes scenes, that was near impossible to get right. So I would spend
Oh
way
my
too much
god.
time editing the podcast doing that. So that's Matthew's job now. Yay!
Yay. Yay.
Uh,
Fortunately, I don't have the job of being a Lego YouTuber, so that is the only video I'm editing a week right now.
that's true. That's
Um,
true.
yeah. But let's get into actual topics because we've not really talked about anything yet, and we're like 3 minutes in.
It's not episode of one
So
anymore, so the fans of the fans, they know what's up, you know.
yep, yep. But we want to start off by talking about some of the sets that were revealed this past week, because that is the most timely thing to talk about here. So
The title
the
of this
first set,
episode is Wicket and Wicked, because we got both of those this week. Wicket and Wicked.
yep. Let's start out with the one I like more, so we're not going to be super negative right off the bat. We're going to talk about the Wicked set first. So let's get
Yes.
that open.
I
Awesome.
am pleasantly surprised by this set. I'm very glad I held off buying any of the first wave Wicked
Yeah.
sets, because I like the IP enough that I was kind of interested in it, but I'm just not a huge mini doll person. And
Hmm.
I didn't like the builds very much at all, but this is
Hmm.
awesome. Because minifigures were completely surprising here. I fully expected to get more mini dolls. I love
Yeah.
that you get most of the cast, and then the build's actually pretty cute. So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty
I
happy
feel
with
like
this one.
Glinda and Elphaba are the highlights here.
Yeah.
Um, I only watched like half of the movie with Lola. So I mean, I've seen the Broadway show, but I
Mhm.
uh, I did not like the movie. So
Yeah.
I uh, I mean, I'm happy with this because their designs I think are spot on, and the designs in the movie are like faithful to the play, which I love. And I think the build here is like really cute actually, and I almost like. I think I like this more than the book Nooks. Like I think this actually is a little more fun and like it fits Wicked really well. I don't
I
think I'll
agree.
get this one unless I see it on heavy discount, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know if I will either, but I like it a lot than
yeah.
the current
Um,
catalog. Also, I will say, as cool as it is to have 6 minifigures, I think the choices are a little bit odd.
yeah.
Because five of
Um,
the minifigures make perfect sense, but there's two like very clear omissions and one very weird choice.
yeah.
Because we got the I forget the actor's name, the guy from SNL. His character is here. Um, and he's a funny character in the movie, but he is like side character comedy relief when Nessa Rose and the other boyfriend whose name I'm forgetting are both missing, and they're like
Uh-huh.
major characters in the story, so I don't see why they were left out in
I
favor aside from him just being like a popular actor, I guess.
mhm.
Like
Oh. Yeah, I feel like they've done this a lot in the past with minifigure sets like with sets like this where they give you like 80% of, they did this with the Twilight set. They gave us like half of the vampires and we're missing three of them, and there was to me no reason not to include them. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, there actually is a reason to not include one of them, and I kind of get why he wasn't there. But
Yeah.
I don't think they included Esme. uh they didn't include Esme. um what's her name? I don't know.
Matthew's outing himself
uh
as a Twilight fan right now.
Yeah, Lola got me into Twilight. They didn't include Esme, who I think is the most important inclusion, then Jasper, and then I can't remember the last one's name. It starts with an R, I feel like, but I could be wrong. But there's no reason that they didn't include them. I mean, they included Charlie.
Well, my
Okay,
thing is
anyway.
less who was left out. It's just the fact that they included, like,
Uh-huh.
they had a minifigure slot, and the choice is just very odd to me.
Yeah, I wonder
I
if
guess
there's
it
some
kind of makes sense because it's meant to be the Glinda side and the Alphaba side, and he
Mhm.
is a character that relates to Glinda, but not really. Like,
I think they could have just added two minifigures. I mean, this is very clearly a very expensive minifigure pack. So I don't know. There's no reason they could have just thrown them in.
what just happened? Oh, that was
It's the next
crazy.
day.
It's the next day. I actually put on the same shirt so they wouldn't notice. So my hair probably looks a little different. Matthew though
Oh
is
no.
sick now.
Yeah.
Matthew got sick. So
I was
6 minutes
already
into the
pretty sick
podcast.
yesterday, but
Yeah, 6 minutes into the podcast, my Wi-Fi decided I don't exist anymore, so I just film. But we're back now. So
yep.
I was talking about the Wicked set, and I was talking about how I thought the minifigure selection was weird, but I kind of came around on it because I realized it's like 3 characters that go with Elphaba and 3 characters that go with Glinda, and it's not perfect, but I guess I get it. I've come around on it, so you know what? It's cool. It's fine by me.
I don't
So,
remember what I don't remember what I already said about this set. So yeah, pretty good. We're gonna move on to the next thing now.
so on from Wicked to Wicket.
Yes, Wicket
Uh,
time.
So the set that the fans, every single one of the fans, has been asking for the past like probably 2-3 decades now.
Yep,
Everyone's saying, when are we getting giant buildable Wicket the Ewok set? Do you have this on screen, Matthew, so that people can see
I
it?
do. I do. The people
Okay,
can
so
see
yeah,
it.
the fans have been asking, when are we getting giant buildable Wicket the Ewok? Well, I'm
Well,
happy to
today
announce, guys, it's coming August 1st. And
you heard it here first.
thoughts, Matthew?
Yeah, so I think this is on the lower end of the buildable figures ranking. I think it looks really flipping bad.
I don't think it looks any worse than like Chewbacca. I think it's very similar.
Well, I thought Chewbacca looked really bad too.
I have the Chewbacca because Lan sent it to me
I
a while
know, I
ago,
know.
and it's like, it's fine. I don't, I don't think it needs to exist. I don't love it, but
Okay.
it's not like the worst thing ever. And this is, I don't know. I
I
think
think
it's like, I don't think any of these sets need to exist, but if they're going to, I don't think this one does it especially bad. It feels
I
fine
think the
to me.
pose with his legs is really goofy. And I think some of the shaping in the face is really wonky.
Yeah, a little. I think it looks better than Chewbacca. I'll be honest.
Really? Okay. I
Yeah.
really don't like this one.
But the fans have been asking for it. They've been clamoring. They've been
Yep.
saying, "Give us buildable Wicket that you are." So I'm just glad for once Lego listened to their fans. You know?
I know, dude. This is what we've all been wanting.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about
I
the
really
Wicket
I
set?
I really don't. I mean, I think it recolors the crystallized sword in
Yeah.
silver or gray. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
cool.
that's
The
cool,
Fortnite
but
set just recolored it in black, so it's not our first solid color for it. But
okay.
I did notice that. That's
Um,
also
and
new
nice to get
Wicket.
in.
The minifigures new, right? You haven't had him
Yes,
in
I
a
think
moment,
so.
so
I think
that's
so.
cute, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's cool, but like again, I don't know. I mean, actually, I'm looking at it up close. The printing on it is quite good.
Yeah.
It's better than it usually is for that minifigure. But
But then, of course, there's
um,
still the whole thing of it's a Star Wars set, so it's like way more than it should cost. Like if this was 80
what?
bucks, I'd probably like it a lot more. But it's
How much is
130.
this? Yeah, okay, 130. Crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Also, I think getting the plaque for these buildable characters is really silly.
What, you don't like that?
I think it's goofy. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's cool. Like
Really?
it makes them a
Okay.
little more collectible. Like
I guess yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say no to more content, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it. Obviously, I don't care about it at all. But like fine. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like I feel really, really burnt out of these stupid flipping buildable characters from Star Wars because like
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. This is what Star Wars has become. Star Wars is never going to be what it was like when we were kids, or what
yeah,
it was in 2015. It's just this is the new era where nothing
yep,
connects with anything else, and everything is made for like the adult fan.
yep.
So
That is
I've
how it is now.
I've moved past being upset that it exists, and now just focused on, oh, if it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So why don't we talk about a set that is controversial among the two of us next? Lego Transformers Soundwave.
Yeah, Soundwave. Well, you can talk about it first because Matthew's actually, and this is actually being revealed right now. Like when this is posted, and that's why we're posting on Thursday, by the way, because I got the press kit for this, and it's embargoed for Thursday. So, week 2 of the podcast, we're changing. We're uploading on Thursdays now instead of Wednesdays because
Yep.
it's also better for us. But
Yes.
yeah, this was just revealed, so I'll put it in the thumbnail,
Yeah.
Matthew. Um,
Okay.
but you can go first because Matthew is a Transformers fan.
Yeah, so as a Transformers fan, I think this is genuinely the best Transformer they've done so far. It is perfect. Uh, both of both of his cassette pots actually transform, which is really exciting. It comes with a little. I only have this picture, but it comes with a little like minifig scale like player of Soundwave, and I think that's really cool. Um, I just like I think this is really good. In the transformed mode, like it looks perfect. Like I think it's a pretty perfect representation of the character. Um, yeah. I, I know you're not super happy about it. I think
Yeah,
Laserbeak
so
and
my thing
Radish
is,
look
I
good,
am
but
not a Transformers fan. I don't know the source material, and in fact, until this set was rumored, I didn't know. I'd never heard of Soundwave before. I know 3 Transformers.
really,
I know Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Megatron. So I was very surprised to hear they weren't doing Megatron next. I know why, but uh, like those are the only 3 I knew. So I'm like, who is this? What is this? I learned today.
why?
Apparently, this is the bad guy. This is a Decepticon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good guy.
Well, you say you know why with Megatron. Why? Why do you think they're not
Because
doing
he's a
that one then?
tank or a gun, right? And Lego doesn't want to do either of those.
Well, yeah, he's mostly a tank now. The gun is like
Yeah,
from the '80s, but
but they've been doing like the classic designs, they not?
yeah, they have. But they've like replaced his classic design. He is a tank as his classic design now. Like
Even tank though is usually a little
it's
much
not
for
Lego.
Lego. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I assume they haven't done Megatron because of that.
Hmm.
This is our bad guy in place, and yeah, as someone who has no connection to Transformers and does not know this character, I think just as a standalone set, it looks horrible to me.
So what
Just
looks
because
so bad about it to you?
I hate the just how blocky it is, right? Like the torso, and I get because it's the like record, not record player, cassette player. Uh,
Hmm.
it's like the torso is so huge, the legs feel like they're just rectangles. They're not legs. And then the
Yeah.
arms are way too tiny. I just don't like the design. I don't like how it looks
Mm.
at all. Um, I think it's really now. That being said, I did just go back and look at Bumblebee, and I might take back that I think Bumblebee's better, because he does look pretty bad. But I
I
think
think
Optimus
Bumblebee
is
is
great.
so
This
bad. Optimus
I
is good.
I don't really like at all. Now that being said, Lego did send it to me. I haven't built it yet. I am going to build it. I could change my mind. But from pictures, I don't really like this at all. I just think
Do you have any of the other Transformers, or just is
no,
this your first one? Okay.
this is my
Okay.
obviously the transforming feature is very cool. I do think it's impressive how it can actually fold up. The little ones I think are amazing. I really like that he comes with 2 little ones.
Hmm.
Uh,
Those ones
yeah,
are
I don't
like
know. The actual
perfect.
model just feels way too blocky, and even if it is accurate, as someone who doesn't care about accuracy because I don't have any connection to this
Yeah,
IP, I don't think it looks great standalone.
that's fair. I mean, as a Transformers fan, I think this is the best one they've done.
Really better than because Optimus looks great. Like
I think Optimus is good, but I think this one does what it's supposed to do better.
okay,
But I had high hopes for this one because he does turn into a rectangle. Like he doesn't
yeah,
have to be a car. He doesn't like he literally just turns into a rectangle.
yeah. I
So,
just to me it's very obvious when he's not a rectangle that he turns into.
mm,
But I don't know. Fans of the comments, let us know what you think. Are you a Transformers fan? If so, what do you think of the set? If not, what do you think of the set?
Yep. Yeah, so what do we have to talk about next? Oh, we have the arcade. Let's
Yeah,
go.
why don't
Here is the new arcade machine. So, what do you think
uh,
of this one?
I think it's phenomenal. Very, very cool
I
set.
okay. Oh, you were dissing it last night when we were talking about it beforehand. I thought you
I
were
was jokingly
serious.
dissing it. I think I called it like the worst set ever made, but that was a joke. Because it's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, no, this set's phenomenal and I really want it. Like,
My biggest
so
thing is it
not
comes with the mini Junkbot arcade machine, which I
hmm
want so bad.
I knew you were going to be excited about that because
Yeah,
you've always
for
talked
the
about
fans
how
of the
much you
audience who
love
don't know
that
what
game.
Junkbot is, Lego actually references it a surprising amount, which I love. But it was an old Flash game on Lego.com where you were like this little robot walking around like solving puzzles, and like picking up trash, I believe it was. Uh, and when I was like probably 4 or 5 years old, I would sit at the computer in my dad's office and just play Junkbot for hours. Like Junkbot was the coolest thing ever. So the fact that Lego still references it today is awesome. It has appeared in a few sets in a few different ways, but this is the first arcade cabinet of it, I believe. So I kind of just want the set for that. But the
hmm
rest of it's very cool too. Like the
I actually quite like the entire interior. It comes with like an old Mac, which I think is like very cool.
Yeah,
Um, and just like a lot of like old technology references. I can't
yeah.
quite tell what these boxes on the shelf are supposed to be. Um, but they're cool. It
Oh,
comes with a
look, the
classic
purple one
spaceship.
looks like maybe a GameCube, like a off-brand GameCube. Yeah, they're different
Yeah,
consoles.
yeah, no, I know they're different consoles. I couldn't really tell what they're supposed to be though.
The purple one I assume is a GameCube. The blue one might be a Wii, and then that looks like maybe a PlayStation in the middle.
Okay, that's possible.
Uh,
Um,
that is funny to have
yeah.
like a knockoff GameCube when you actively have a relationship with Nintendo.
hmm
But
we have this print over here with it's got a Game Boy in the bottom left corner of that, and then it also has like that fly minifigure head on top. I don't know why,
yeah,
but interesting. Then it's got the classic spaceship. I think is cool, and I love the like computer build.
yeah, no, it's very neat. And $40,
hmm
480 pieces. One negative I'll give this set is this is the ugliest like generic minifigure I've ever seen. Why does he look like
hmm
that?
Yeah, this is
I
just
mean
like build the minifigure pieces.
yeah, but they made the ugliest man possible. Man will never find love. Sorry if you
Damn.
sorry if that's your sig fig. Look, I just think it's
Um,
like the worst combination of parts. That head does not go
yeah.
with that hair. They don't go with that torso, and the bright blue legs like seal it. Not this doesn't matter at all, by the way. It's just I think it's funny to talk about.
One
But like
second. One second.
dark blue or dark gray legs would help a lot. Regular blue is much atrocious on that figure. Yeah, I just noticed the side of the like outside of the console has a sticker of the little like classic space gift with purchase that had the baby spaceman in it. That's the
Yeah.
spaceship from that. That's really
Oh
cool.
wait, is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
This is a great set. Am I gonna buy it? Probably not, but it's still very cool.
this would be something I'd pick up if I'm just like at the Lego store unintentionally, you know? Like,
$40 is that weird price tier where I have to like actively want it. It's not. It's too expensive to be an impulse pickup, but it's like
yeah.
uh cheap enough that if I bought it, I'd be like, well, that's a great deal. So I might, but it's just I don't know. We'll see. It's a great set. I do want the
hmm
junk bomb machine. I want to end up with that one weird. Maybe I will get it. I don't know. I'll buy that and sell the rest of it on
Well,
eBay without that.
is the Junkbot machine printed?
No, it's stickers.
No, no, it's sticker. Okay. You could probably just buy the sticker sheet on Bricklink eventually.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I might get that. We'll see.
No, no, that's
Let's
really
see.
cool though. I quite like it. So that's about it for new stuff. But as suggested on the Bricks by Mind subreddit, someone said we should talk
Discord
about
server.
Lego. Yeah, Discord server. My bad. Someone said we should talk about the Pokemon sets that are coming out next year, and I think that is definitely something we should talk about.
I agree because the uh words. Yeah. So Lego Pokemon was revealed a couple months ago. Obviously, the podcast was not a thing, but I'm sure we said it at some point in the older podcast. Lego Pokemon has been my most wanted theme for a very long time. For
You
those who
had a
don't
little
know, I am a huge
phase.
Pokemon fan. What'd you say?
You had a little phase where you were buying Mega Bloks Pokemon just because you
I know
wanted
I
them.
did because I was that desperate to have Lego and Pokemon
Mhm.
interact. But yeah, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. In fact, I would argue I'm probably a bigger Pokemon fan than I am a Lego fan. Lego is just what has been more successful for me online, but obviously I really like both. But Pokemon is
I would
probably my bigger fan. Uh,
I would agree, just like knowing you, that
yeah,
Pokemon is your bigger thing.
I play the main series games both like for fun and competitively. I play Pokemon Go. I play the trading card game, both collection and like actually playing it. I play Pokemon Sleep. I'm a Pokemon Sleep head. I just got into TCG Pocket like within the last 2 months, so um, I eat, sleep, and breathe Pokemon. So yeah, when this theme was announced, it was surreal. I still can't believe this is happening. Like I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. But yeah, this is by far the theme I have wanted the most for a very long time, and I'm so excited. That being said, I hope they do it well because it is a hard IP to get right. Because as we saw with now people disagree with me on this. A lot of people disagree with me on this. I thought Mega Bloks Pokemon generally was very bad. They had some good sets, but I think overall they mismanaged the IP and they did
Yeah,
not do well.
yeah.
Um, should I keep
So,
rambling or do you want to go,
mm,
Matthew? Because I have a lot I
I,
can say, but we can take turns.
I've got some stuff to say also. So,
Oh,
my relationship with Pokemon is definitely different than yours. I'm not like the big, like a huge Pokemon head like you are, but I still like love the franchise. I
hmm,
have been going through and playing the older games on like an emulator thing that I have. And that's been a really fun experience and it's definitely like given me a new appreciation for the franchise.
yeah,
And with that being said, I actually quite liked the Mega Bloks sets. I had quite a few of them, and I think they were like solid. I think their larger, like more statue-esque builds were better than their like posable
I agree.
figures.
It's
Because I
specifically the little ones that I have an issue with because I think it really depends on the Pokemon. I think my best example is Charmander. If you pull up their Charmander, I think it
Mhm,
looks horrible.
yeah,
'Cause I think a big thing with Mega Bloks, and this is something talking about. I just typed Charmander. I didn't even type Mega Conch.
no, that's
Um,
funny.
they're like they're little Charmander because they did a bigger one later, which looks fine. But they're like little Pokeball Charmander. I think looks horrible. And that's a big thing that I hope for with Lego is it feels like Mega Constructs prioritized posability over anything else. Like these characters had articulated heads on ball joints and arms on ball joints, and their legs could swivel out, and then their tails could move as well, which is great for posing, I guess. But
Mhm,
when it looks this bad, it just destroys any interest I have in the tool. Because I bought quite a few because I was like, I want to like these, and then I didn't. So yeah, I hope they get the shapes better because like I would much rather have appearance than motion. Now that's not to say I
yeah,
want no motion. Like I think head articulation would be really nice to have.
mhm.
Doesn't have to be on a ball joint, just like a 360 swivel would
A
be
swivel,
fine.
yeah.
Arms that move like minifigure arms, right? That could just move up and down would be
Mhm.
fine. Again, they don't need to be on a ball joint. So I would like some sort of articulation, but not to the extent that Mega Bloks did it, because I think that really harmed
Well,
the small Pokemon.
those figures weren't even that articulated. They were just on ball joints, and I feel like the pieces that they like standardized didn't work super well across the
I
whole
agree.
line.
Oh, and then so that's another concern I have is those standardized pieces, because that is the thing with Lego. If you've collected any Lego at all, you'll know Lego hates to make new molds unless they absolutely have to. Like new molds
Mhm.
do come around, but like I mean, look at Lego Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think is a good point of comparison. Um, each character has a unique molded head, which is great, but it took us like 3 years to get the entire main cast. And
Mhm.
I mean, there's an argument about what main cast is, but like the fact that Knuckles wasn't in the first wave was a budget
Yeah.
thing. I guarantee you because they didn't want to make a new mold, and that was what 4 characters, right? Eggman, Sonic, Tails, Amy was the first wave.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sonic
Yeah.
wasn't even a new head. So there was 3 new molds, and that was all they had. Now, I think Pokemon's a little different because definitely it's a lot more marketable. Like even though Sonic's successful, Pokemon is literally the most marketable IP
Mhm.
around today. Um, so I'm hoping that Lego gives them enough budget to introduce the new parts and molds that they need. But obviously, all Pokemon have such a specialized design that
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how Lego decides to adapt that and if they do give them the budget they need. And on a similar note, I
Yeah.
think it's interesting to talk about what scale they're going to do
Yeah. That's
because
what I
I
wanted to
think
talk about next.
yeah, whenever like fans get asked this whenever you see discussions online. Everyone always says minifigure scale, right? I want to have trainer minifigures and Pokemon in minifigure scale.
I don't think that's
And I
gonna
think that
happen.
sounds great. Like
Hmm.
I think that's a really cool idea. But in practicality, that's tough to make work, I think.
Hmm.
Um, because if you think about minifigures, so think about animals, like Lego animal pieces. A lot of Pokemon are around the size of a real life
Hmm.
animal, right? Like obviously there's bigger ones, but most Pokemon are around the size of a real life animal. And all Lego animals pretty much are a single molded piece or a very simple like brick build.
Hmm.
And I think if you do go minifigure scale, the Pokemon will not end up either they have to be single molded pieces, and Lego's only gonna make so many of them. Like Lego's not making
Yeah.
1,000 unique pieces. Um, so either we're not gonna get very many actual Pokemon, or the Pokemon are gonna like reuse parts like you see in like Lego Minecraft, but it's
Hmm.
not Minecraft, it's Pokemon. So then they're not gonna look as good.
Yeah. I
So that's
think
why I think they do have to
so.
break out a minifigure scale.
So okay, I feel like we've talked about this. I think it's probably going to be similar to Mario scale, where it's slightly bigger than minifigure scale.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think we're going to see trainer minifigures, and I say
I
that
don't think so either.
especially because of Animal Crossing not giving us player minifigures. Um,
Pokemon's a little different because there are trainers that are characters. Like,
so yeah, but also Mega Bloks was making it for like 8 or 9 years, and they did not give us any trainers, and I feel like their
well,
line
as
worked
again,
fine
as
without
someone
it.
who is deep down the Pokemon hole, I'm familiar with a lot of the merch that Pokemon puts out, and they do very little trainer
Hmm.
merchandise. Like every now and then, we'll get like a statue of a trainer with their Pokemon, and it's very specific. It's like Cynthia and
Yeah.
Lily. Like we'll get stuff, but like the amount of Pokemon merchandise to merchandise that even has trainers on it is probably 100 to 1. Uh, I don't think trainers are happening, and if they do, it's not for a while. Mega Bloks did manage to make an Ash Ketchum set, which surprises me because they rarely make anime merch as well. Like most Pokemon merchandise isn't even. We get more around the games than the anime, but most of the stuff isn't even themed around the games. It's just themed
Hmm.
around the IP.
Yeah.
Um, and then that's the other thing with the idea of minifigure scale Pokemon is if they were minifigure scale, then they wouldn't be the build of the set. So the builds
Yeah.
would have to be something else. And as cool as a minifigure scale would be, it's a lot more marketable to say, hey, build Pikachu rather than say, hey, get a single piece that is Pikachu and also build like a little bit of a forest. Like
Yeah.
I would like that. I think that would be cool, but I think from a marketability standpoint, the Pokemon themselves being buildable will sell a lot better.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like, and then also they could do like a Mario like blind bag line with like
I
different
would love that.
like I
Yeah.
could definitely see that happening because like there's so many Pokemon in that like small like little critter range that
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a lot for them to do. And then like if they do stick with that line, like that size, it would give them a lot of like bigger stuff to do. Obviously we're gonna get like a Gyarados and like a Lucario and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
those would be great like $20 to $50 kind of price range sets. I wonder
Yeah.
if they're gonna go really big and do like sculptures of some of these too, because I know they love their 18 plus sets.
Yeah, I could also see like maybe the minifigure scale stuff is the 18 plus stuff, right? It's buildable Pokemon for the
Mm,
smaller line, and then we do get like $200 Pokemon Center, and it just has a mold of Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Squirtle, and Charmander, and it's like okay, you're not
that
getting the
would
mold
be
for every
cool.
Pokemon, but here's a little bit of minifigure scale stuff to appease that.
Hmm.
That being said, that still hasn't happened for Mario 5 years into the theme, so
Yeah.
who knows? Um, yeah, it's cool. Like in like a perfect world, I would love to have every Pokemon has the not every Pokemon that's small enough for a unique build can have it, while also still doing buildable things of the bigger
Hmm.
ones. But I just don't see that happening. I don't see Lego shelling out enough budget. I don't see them. I don't think their factories have room for that.
Yeah.
but but that being said, it is Pokemon. That's the other end of it. Is it is the most profitable IP in the world. So I hope Lego handles it well and like gives it the budget it needs to succeed.
Yeah. I agree.
Um, and that is I'm also curious long term what they're gonna do. Like it like when new games come out, are we gonna have tie-in sets to new games, or is it gonna continue just being the like vague IP without being based in any
Hmm.
specific thing? Because like
Yeah.
Sonic, I think Sonic has had games since that theme's existed, and there's been no tie-ins, and movies as well.
Hmm. I
So
think I like what Sonic does though. Like I like how it kind of just exists in its own little world.
I agree. I do think it's become a little bit stale. Were Summer Sonic sets revealed? I don't even remember. I think they were.
I don't remember. Let me look.
I want to say they were, but this is showing you how memorable. Yes, they were. There's an Eggman mech and Team Sonic command truck. Yeah, so I like the theme a lot, but I do think there's like I don't know, not being based off anything definitely deteriorates interest once you get to a certain point.
Mm,
And not that it's not based off anything. Like a lot of these things do come from specific games, but it's not like, hey, the movie just came out and this is the thing that appeared in that movie.
yeah.
It's like, hey, the movie just came out, but this character also appeared in the movie in the game, so we're gonna put it in this set to sort of tie in. It's like a half tie-in type thing. So, I
I feel
think
like
that would be cool.
Sonic kind of just falls apart for me because I don't know anything about Sonic.
Yeah. Um,
I know the characters' names and that's about it.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what they do. I think the Mario scale, not the Mario style, but the Mario scale is what I'd like to see
Mm.
because I think that's a best of both worlds type thing.
Oh,
Where
I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of those like Mario plates and stuff for like little terrain
yeah,
pieces.
that's if we get that at all. But they could also just do only buildable Pokemon. There's nothing else in those sets, just building Pokemon. Like
No, I think we'll get little like terrain elements. I really think each one is gonna have something that kind of goes with them.
well,
Even if
it
it's like
also does depend on the scale because it could also be like if that Pikachu that we saw in the launch trailer, if that ends up being a real set, because I don't know if that was just made up for the trailer or if that's
I
the actual set.
I have a
If that's
feeling
the
that was just made up for the trailer. I don't think they would have the tail look that like study. I think they just wanted it to like be very clearly
yeah.
Lego and Pokemon.
Yeah. But if that was the scale, that would probably put like a Pikachu set at like $15-20 if that was the scale of the
Hmm.
Pikachu, and if that was the size of the Pokemon they were doing, I don't think we'd get terrain. I think they would do just the Pokemon in the package.
Yeah, that's true.
The other
Yeah.
thing is, I hope is please make it a huge theme. I want a ton of sets on shelves. Because that's my other
Hmm.
thing with Sonic is Sonic gets like 5 sets a year. And again, I think it's great that it exists, but that's not what Pokemon is. Pokemon has so much to pull from. Please,
Yeah,
like,
Pokemon needs like a really really big scale theme.
yeah, well, like they could like do a new like if they had what 20 sets a wave, and that's like overkill. But if they had 20 sets a wave, 2 waves a year, they would not run out of like new stuff to do for decades. So like,
Hmm.
I hope it's not just a 4 sets a wave type thing. That's it. Like, maybe not as big as I just said, but like, I want there to be.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a kid going to the store and they have options, right? They pick out their favorite Pokemon, bring it bring it home and build it. Like I want to see multiple small sets and multiple big sets too. I don't want it to just be the
Hmm.
20, the 50, the 70, the 100, the 150, and the 3,000. That's how much Lego sets cost now. Like I think having multiple sets at every size would be really nice because hardcore fans can get it all, and the kids still have lots of options.
Yeah,
Um,
but there's a
some
lot they
else,
could do here.
yeah.
Like,
Something else I want to talk about is people have been concerned that this is going to get scalped because Pokemon is like the scalping franchise with the
I don't think
TCG.
so.
I mean, I think so. Here's my thing. I think it might for like 3 weeks, and then Lego's gonna print to demand, and then all of a sudden, people are gonna be sitting on a bunch of product that's not worth any more than retail.
I
Um,
I have been a Lego fan my entire life. I have genuinely never seen a wide release Lego set unavailable after like the first month of release.
well,
Like,
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, after a month, I think it's gonna be everywhere.
uh-huh.
I think these like scalper Pokemon card collector people are gonna try because they're
Hmm.
gonna think, oh, Pokemon new, so I'm gonna go buy it out. But they're not used to Lego, and that's just not what Lego
Yeah.
allows to happen.
Hmm.
So I think it's gonna be like the 501st Battle Pack, where it was like impossible
Yeah.
to find, and then like 2 months later, it's warming the shelf. Now I don't think
Yeah.
Pokemon's gonna warm the shelves because I think it has a broader appeal than the 501st Battle Pack, but for anyone watching who is concerned that they're not gonna be able to find sets, you may not get it day one, but you're gonna get it. Like if you want it, you will get it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, even like the battle bus, right, was impossible to find for a couple months, but
Yeah,
now
I mean,
they
that
they just
happens
they
all the
keep
time.
making stuff.
Yeah, that happens all the time with Lego. Lego is like a very safe toy. While it is in production, if you want it, you can get it. Like,
Yeah,
it,
because if it's selling really well and outselling expectations, Lego's just gonna make more.
uh-huh.
So I am not worried about that at all.
Yeah, sorry
This
about
was
that.
a suggestion from the Bricks by Mind Discord.
Yes.
Um, and it was to do a retrospective on a random Lego year. In each episode. I don't know. We're not doing it every episode because sometimes we have other stuff to talk about, but this time we did not. So we're
Yeah.
starting with 1999 because I feel like that's a good like older year, but it's when stuff starts to get a little interesting because that's the first year of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the start of modern Lego. I don't know. It's
Well,
interesting to look back.
I'd say Star Wars kind of started what I'd consider modern Lego. Although,
Yeah, but then what's not?
honestly,
'Cause it's all like
it was a big turning point in Lego.
hmm,
I mean, I think current modern Lego probably started in like 2016 or 17, but
but if we're talking about like black box era, that's like 2020.
I guess that's true.
So
So I guess what
what's
is
modern
modern
is,
Lego?
but it was definitely a new era of like. So I thought 1999 is old enough to be like a retrospective, but new enough to be interesting, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, but if we keep doing this, obviously we will go back further. I just thought it was a
Yeah,
good one to
but
start with.
we'll start here. So first thing that comes up when we're looking at 1999 is Johnny Thunder, which I unfortunately did not have because I would have been not born in 1999. But
It's
um,
adventurers, not Johnny.
well, adventurers, but you know, um, but I love adventurers, even though I like wasn't really around for it.
It's
It's a
very cute.
just like a it is. It felt like a very fun adventure theme.
Mhm.
Um,
I love all these little tiny sets too. Like
I know.
this is one thing I really miss about Lego is having multiple options at low price points. Like these days, most
Hmm.
themes will have one small set, or like you'll have a 20 and a 40 or a 20 and a 50. But like
Yeah.
these were all like probably $10 or $5 when they released.
Yeah.
They have so much personality. They're so cute.
No, it's great. Um, and most of these characters are now in Lego City.
Yes, I really like. Do you see Expedition Balloon?
Yes, I wanted to talk about that one too. It's
It's
very cool.
very funny. I love there's the
Hmm.
giant piece. Um,
With the like Lego Adventurers branding, that feels so
yeah, it's so
90s, like toy.
good. uh,
Um, River Expedition is cute. Um, the oh, there's that old monkey piece.
yes, the Lego Monkey.
That yeah.
Um,
Um,
the Amazon
do you,
Ancient Ruins is awesome.
I
The old baseplate style is very funny to me.
I love them. I'm
Yeah,
actually I'm getting my first one later this week with that Knights Kingdom set.
I have one, and like I definitely agree they should be gone. Like I don't think they fit Lego style, but they are very
No.
fun for the era. Like
Oh, and oh no, I did have one as a kid. I had a Paradisa one as a kid. Um, and I loved it so much. Like they were really fun to play with because like
definitely,
you had a structure that you didn't need actual pieces
it's
for.
definitely good, especially for kids. Good like off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I that's kind of what I use mine
Definitely.
for. I don't know where mine's from, but it's like it's black and gray, and it's got like a hill on one side and a little dip in the middle.
Mm. But yeah, they're
Um,
a lot of fun.
yes.
Um, let's see. We can move past the just like generic building stuff. I don't think
Unless
that's
something
super
sticks out
interesting.
it's Belleville. Belleville is
Yeah.
weird.
Was this their first attempt at like girl stuff?
Paradisa was before this, right?
Yeah, but this was their first like not minifigure one.
Yeah. Um,
These I want to get one of these dolls eventually because they're like really interesting. Um,
Something else I find interesting about Paradisa is a lot of minifigure accessories come from
Belleville or
this theme.
Paradisa?
Oh, sorry, Belleville. Is a lot of minifigure
Yeah,
accessories come from this theme, and that's why like
like
all minifigure accessories are oversized, and that's because they weren't made to scale with minifigures. They're made to
mhm,
scale with these, and they just sort of kept them around. So now all minifigure
mhm,
accessories are huge, which I think it gives them a very cute feel, and it was for the best. But it's very funny to think about.
mhm.
I like the witch's cottage a lot.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really cute little set.
Yeah,
Um, and like yeah, you could see the cauldron there that the book is here,
yeah,
like the book piece, the like
and
god.
even like the
Wow, actually,
apples originate from this theme.
wow, I didn't realize how much came from this theme.
Yeah, no, there's like pretty much all of the classic Lego food comes from this theme. I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Um,
There, in the Princess Rosaline's room, you've got that like classic wand element.
yeah,
Um,
that I believe is from before, but
okay,
um, also that little fairy is very disturbing.
yeah,
That's Baby Joey, dude.
that's Baby. I actually have Baby Joey right here.
Boy, man,
There
that's
he is.
awesome. Awesome.
Um, that little fairy comes in a few of the sets.
Wow.
It
Yeah,
looks like
because
that.
this is not
Like
the beginning of Belleville, so I guess this was the magic wave.
it seems like it. Yeah. Wow. Look, dude, they've got Prince Justin and his cat
Yes, dude. Why
with
does he
just like
look
a
like
claw.
that?
I don't know. Wow, that goes for $16 or 7. Wow.
That sounds like a steal to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I do want. I want one of these figures. They're really goofy. Um,
Uh, Scrolling down, next
Interesting.
up is Ninja, which was a sub-theme of Castle, and obviously the predecessor to Ninjago, so that's very cool to look back on.
Ninjago's even referenced it a few times. Didn't we get like a
Yes,
straight up ninja build in the Temple of Irjitsu?
yes, and even the Ninjago City Workshops this year has one of these sets on it, um,
Oh, really?
on its sticker, yeah. But these are
Um,
very cool. I want to go back and get all these one day, but that's like after I finish every Ninjago
mm,
set. Um, Again, love the small sets. They're so cute. Yeah, 1187 glider. That's in the
okay.
Temple of Air Jitsu.
Yeah, I thought so.
Um,
I think that's very
it's also
cool.
very funny to me because Classic Ninja was just Lego doing like vague Asian theme without like
Uh huh.
like doing any research on the culture or anything. They're just like, yeah, kids like ninjas, and ninjas are from somewhere in Asia. So I really like the name Shanghai Surprise for one of the sets. That's
Uh
awesome.
huh. Yes, ninjas are classic Chinese lore.
Yeah. Such a funny name for a set, Shanghai Surprise. Uh, a lot of these
Blaze
builds though are
attack.
very cool. I like the Blaze Attack, the dragon arms and
Uh huh.
wings that are like attached to the vehicles. That's sick.
Yeah.
A Ninja
It comes
Fire
with.
Fortress is awesome.
Wait, what? Why does this set come with two Kai minifigures?
They're not Kai, they're just Red Ninja.
I know. I know. It was a joke, Sean.
Well,
Um,
I didn't find it very funny.
Yeah, this one comes with two Kais and one red Sensei Wu. Is that like the Santa exclusive costume from the
Hmm.
the employee gift?
Yeah.
I
I
love
like
I love
that.
his hat.
Yeah, I was just about to point out just the disc piece. It's so awesome. Uh, Emperor Stronghold is actually a 6 set. I think this is the one that's on the workshops, I want to say.
Oh,
Or
cool.
actually, it might have been Fire Ninja, fortunately. But Stronghold's super cool.
Yeah,
Red
these are
Ninja's
fun.
Dragon Glider is such a good set. Look at that. What's that, like the
Also,
back of a
the
truck that it's using?
yep, the face prints on these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Just like, do you see the eyes?
Uh-huh.
What were they doing?
Listen, it was a different time, and they were
It
Danish.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I love the disc piece just being the hat. In
Yeah, that's
in
so
nin
good.
it if you look at Ninja Master's boat, it's
Yeah,
his
that's what I'm
hat and
looking at.
also the top of the light.
That's so fun. And then look at the side, you can put the crystal on top of his head.
Uh-huh.
That's so awesome. White Ninja's
So,
tank I actually really mess with. That's an awesome set.
yeah.
Uh,
I
Ninja
like I
Knights.
like
Oh shoot, is this our first battle pack?
where? Oh,
Ninja Knights?
wow. Also known as Ninja Warriors.
Yeah,
The set actually goes hard. Like that's really cool.
yeah. I know. Classic Ninja is very cool. Right,
All right,
then
that
we got
seems
a
to be about
bunch of
it.
just like random stuff. We got Duplo. Got Winnie the Pooh was a Duplo theme back then.
Really? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
which is kind of wacky to see because Lego's big Disney collaboration did not happen for quite a while after this. Like Disney feels so core to Lego now, but like they didn't do. I guess we had Toy Story when
Where
we were kids.
where do you see Winnie the Pooh?
If you scroll down, it's after a little bit. It's Duplo.
Whoa. What is Little Forest Friends? Wait, we've talked about this before.
Oh yeah. Huh. That's
I
interesting.
love I love these guys. I really want them. I feel like Henry would love these guys. They feel very Henry coded.
I don't know, they feel Matthew coded to me.
Maybe they do. Sean, look at the photo for the one called the Bluebells.
I see, I see.
It's just like a really weird close up of its
It
face.
looks like a render for like a CD-ROM game.
Uh-huh. Oh, here are the poo sets.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, they're actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is before like Lego had done much with the Disney IP because we didn't get our first Mickey Mouse minifigure until like 2015, right?
The CMF.
Yeah. Or was that
Is that
later? Was that like
26?
2016?
It was
2017?
16.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of wild they had the Disney IP all the way back then, but didn't do much with it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got my
No.
turtle friend. Awesome. I want that one.
Awesome.
Rock Raiders. All right, that's awesome.
Okay, let's talk about Rock Raiders a little bit.
You don't want to talk about my turtle friend?
No, I'm good. What is
Rock Raiders is
Bow?
very cool. Like, I was a Power Miners kid, so I look back at this and I'm like, it's what came before. But it's very cool.
I obviously prefer Power Miners, but Rock Raiders walked so Power Miners could run. I mean,
I do think it's interesting how each of the characters has like a different
whoa.
outfit in this theme.
Did the Rock Raider sets introduce the Power Miners helmet? I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
But it was only used on one of the guys as opposed to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other is like Lego didn't used to retire molds back in the day. Like they would randomly bring back molds from like 10 years ago. And that's like what Rock Raiders Power Miners was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also the Rock Raiders Rock Monsters, which are very funny.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I have one of them. They're awesome.
They're sludge creatures.
The Granite Grinder is a great set. I really want to pick that up one day.
It's so goofy.
It's just, and the way I don't know if you've seen the Legos
Uh-huh.
work in person, but it's so um and these chrome pieces that they all use. Got the Chrome Crusher. So good. The Tunnel Transport, which is like a spaceship for some reason.
Oh.
And the Rock Raiders HQ, which does use one of those big base plates. Honestly, I feel like that's one of the weaker sets of the theme.
It
But
is, because it doesn't
these
have a lot
sets
going
have
on.
such a strong identity. I really like. I think my favorite is the Granite Grinder. It's just such a small, compact, fun little
Mm-hmm.
build that perfectly executes what, and it's just like such an impractical vehicle too. Like, why does the
Yeah.
drill have feet? But I love it. It's so good.
Coming up next is Scala, which I guess is another like Belleville type theme.
Yeah, I think
What is
these
the
were the
difference?
full like bar. These were just straight up like Barbie.
Okay.
So like they weren't even like I don't even was there even I guess there was some sets. We have Marie's room right here, but uh,
Whoa, that's interesting. Do you remember those like
but
full like brick base plates they used to do? Like
yeah,
those are real weird.
yeah. We're really showing our Lego knowledge here, but yeah, Scala was like the Barbie competitor because they had clothes and stuff, and very little brick building was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Insectoids. I don't think I've ever looked closely. Oh, we only have polybags for insectoids this year. Um, I've seen these figures before. I don't know if I've ever known the name of that theme.
Hmm. I think it was a space sub theme.
Yeah. Um,
I
there's
have a
two
couple of
sets
these
that are
minifigure
exactly the same
parts.
with different names.
It seems like they used to do that a lot.
Yeah, it might be a regional thing too, but they have different
Mm-hmm.
set numbers. Oh, it looks like one was in a box, one was in a polybag. That's why.
Mm. All
That's
right, then
ridiculous.
it's Star Wars time.
Yes. Now this is something to talk about.
Um, the Qui-Gon Jinn minifigure here, they have a different hairpiece on the minifigure than the hairpiece that actually came on the
Yeah,
minifigure.
it must have been a older version, and then it was still in the box
Well,
art.
yeah, I don't know if you can see that. That's just the generic like Lego male hairpiece
Mhm.
with some extra pieces added onto it.
Well, I wonder if this is when they were really figuring out their hairpiece style. Because if you remember, like before
Mm,
Star Wars, like that wasn't just the generic male hairpiece; it was the male hairpiece kind of like.
yeah.
there was again, this is showing my knowledge, but I don't think there was like more than like 10 hair pieces total before this. Like there was hats and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, most characters were like helmeted or whatever. And then you had generic male, generic female. I know that I think the ponytail hairpiece was around at this point.
it was.
For women. Um, and I want to say there's a few more male hairpieces, but I don't know if there was.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why Obi-Wan, Luke, and Han Solo all used the same hairpiece in
Hmm.
this original wave. Yeah, I guess originally they kept it more in the style of their other parts, and then decided to change it, make it a little more detailed, which obviously was for the best.
Hmm.
Uh, Anyway, this set's awesome though. The lightsaber duel,
Oh yeah, it is.
a great small set.
It
Then we
is.
have and that was $6 when it came out, and the first Luke's land speeder was also $6.
Terrible price per part.
Oh yeah, that's actually crazy that it was only 49 pieces. I
I
want this
know.
set. I actually
It's
really
really
want this
cute.
set. Yeah,
It's really cute. Like like it looks good.
I don't think I ever realized the set was this small.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think it
Um,
also got packed in with the cantina at some point.
yeah, I think that's not this
Um
year.
then we've got the droid fighter. That's a vulture droid. I mean, it's cute, but there's not much
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh, it can't even transform. Boring. It's six
I
dollars though,
actually
man.
so
Were
I
these
don't think you can
polybags or were
trans
these full sets for six
I think
dollars?
these that they were in boxes. They just used to do those like really tiny boxes.
Right. Okay.
So I can't actually transform, but I think what you could do is like take the wings off and like move them closer together so the wings could like go together.
Okay. And actually, with the way they're connected, you could probably actually take them off straight down if you wanted.
Yeah. Then we've got Naboo Swamp. I really wanted this set as a kid. Like
Me
this
too.
set was
This
really
set
cool.
is awesome. I wanted it because the
Uh-huh.
battle droids are riding on their little thing, and those were the video game.
Yeah. Um
Um,
Also we've got that classic Jar Jar here. I can't believe we're still using that mold.
yeah, that is kind of crazy. I mean, what was our last Gungan figure? It's been a while, right? Oh no, we just had
Yeah.
Darth Jar Jar. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we did.
I think the new mold I think is slightly. I don't think he has the indents in the eyes anymore.
I think you're right.
Um, very similar. Then we have speeder bikes. Great set. Another
I
great
also
set.
really wanted this set as a kid. I used to
Yeah.
when I first discovered Bricklink, this was the one I tried to get.
That Luke torso I always found to be super cool, even if it looks nothing like the movie.
Uh-huh. I think it's meant to be his poncho.
Yeah. Um,
Then the first
First
snow
Snow Speeder
speeder,
is pretty solid, honestly. Like, not even
it
just like
hasn't
nostalgia way. It's just kind of a good set.
they've really not changed it much since then.
No. Most of the other vehicles have gone through like major overhauls. That one though, like they kind of nailed the first time around.
Hmm. I also love that like little rebel troopers like hair coming down
Yeah,
from the
yeah, I
helmet.
have
I
that
think that's
headpiece.
so
It's so
silly.
good.
Hmm. Then the
Uh,
first pod racer also like this hasn't changed that much.
I mean, look at the main body of it's definitely not aged the best.
Mm. Well, they
Again,
have
I
clear
have no issue with
Technic
it
now.
because it's nostalgic and it was 1999. But definitely, if that came to set today, I'd be like, what are they doing? The thrusters on the side are pretty good though. And I really love the use of those transparent orange like blaster
Yeah,
pieces. That's really smart parts use for the time.
I agree.
Um,
Then we've got the first X-wing ever.
this is the first X-wing ever.
Would you say this is the youngest X-wing ever?
You are the youngest X-wing starfighter ever.
This is really cute. I get why they did gray, but the white looks so much better.
Yeah, yeah, gray's nostalgic to me, but I don't know why they didn't do white. Like I
They
straight up
did
don't.
they did gray. They did gray because the ship is gray. In media, it is not white.
Really?
Yeah, X-wings are like a grayish color.
Well, white looks
I
better. So
it looks so much better.
yeah,
I think it's one of those situations of like this color is technically better, but like
yeah.
it's not. The Naboo Starfighter is something.
Um, yeah, it's fine. I don't hate it.
I think it's very goofy looking.
Yeah.
They made a lot of sets year one.
Yeah, they did make it. I mean, I guess it was the start of their very first IP. So,
Uh huh. Then we've got
Um,
the Y-wing and the Vader's TIE Fighter. This is
yeah, I like how
very cool,
Vader's
I
just
think.
hanging out in the corner. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Then this Sith Infiltrator, another Darth Maul set is cool.
yeah, definitely. That one definitely looks like it was made in 1999.
Yes, it does.
Classic Lego Star Wars also loved blue, which is something I kind of miss. Like, as
Uh-huh.
inaccurate as it is, I do miss seeing all the blue all over the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The Gungan sub. You just got this one.
yeah, I literally just got this at Brickworld, and funny, it retails for 50. I got it for 60, almost
Crazy.
complete. So can't really complain about that price because
Yeah.
with inflation, I got it for significantly cheaper than it originally retailed for.
Yeah.
This is awesome though. It's honestly looking at all these one of my favorite sets of this year, so I'm glad I picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the minifigures are amazing, and I don't know if mine came with a manta ray. I actually haven't checked. I should look at that, but that's a very cool
Yeah.
part. Um, it's funny they did a lot of it. I mean, it makes sense because this was like to tie in with the episode 1 release, but it is a lot of episode 1 stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Then we've
great
got
set
Mos
though.
Espa Pod Race. So this is just Anakin's with 2 other pod racers. That old
Yeah,
Sebulba figure is so crazy.
yeah, it's an insane minifigure.
This
Also,
was a cool set though.
Gascano. He's a wild figure too.
Yes.
Um, I do think it's interesting how they Legos do this, where they have like a smaller version of the same set that they have a bigger version of,
Uh-huh.
right? Like just the entirety of that Anakin set is in this one, so you just get more
Yeah.
here. I'd be curious to see Lego do that again because I don't hate that idea. It's like, hey,
They
if you
just
have
did
money,
it. They just did it.
well, I know they did it with Mario, or are you thinking of something else?
The Avengers Tower.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you're right. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to see them do that because they did it with the Sith Infiltrator here too.
Yeah.
The
The
$6 better
speeder.
than the full size one, but
It's
I
cool.
think it's a neat way. I mean, like it. I guess it quote unquote punishes like collectors who need to buy everything, but also like unless you need to say I bought everything, don't buy everything, right?
Well, but the thing is, like, for the pod racer at least, everything in the small one is also in the big one.
Right, exactly.
Like,
And then the Sith Infiltrator, you don't get the. I guess you don't get the side building. You don't get Qui-Gon.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Literally the pod race for every. Is the side building there?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. Literally the entire set is in the bigger. So I think that's kind of cool. I like that it gives
Mm-hmm.
people options. There's like it's like this
I
is like the
agree.
premium version of the same set.
It's cool. This retailed for $90. All right, that's it for Star Wars.
What the heck is Fire Sizzler? What in the world
What?
is this? Fire Sizzler. An Ice
I
Sizzler?
don't. I don't think I'm where you are yet.
Or Slizer? Sub Slizer?
Oh, Slizer is the precursor to Bionicle.
That's crazy. I didn't know this existed. That's crazy.
Yeah,
What
these
do I
guys
gotta do
came
to
with.
get an Ice Slizer?
They like fold up into a little like ball thing.
That's so cool. I've never seen these before in my life.
Yeah, these came. These are what like led to Bionicle.
That's crazy. These are awesome. I need to get myself an Ice Slizer.
They were a sub theme of Technic, and then it kind of like grew into
Huh.
Bionicle a year or two later.
City Slizer, Scuba Slizer. We got robots. Oh yeah, robots is another
Throwbots and
something. Yo, Granite robot. Look at that one. That one's awesome.
Throwbots is Slizer.
Dude, I want Granite robot and Ice Slizer, dude.
They're cool. Then you can get
Uh,
for $2 5 supplementary discs.
wow, that's exactly what I want.
All right, then here's the
Oh,
city
it's
stuff.
Snap. We also had Snap this year, Matthew.
Where I'm not there yet. Oh, the McDonald's set. Oh my god.
Okay,
Wow, that's crazy.
no, that's awesome.
Oh, okay, yeah, here we are. What are
So,
these things? What was this
look
like
at
their answer to
Aeroplane.
Connects? Yeah,
So you can make a. That doesn't even look like an airplane. It looks like a helicopter. But you can make
yeah.
a helicopter, Like an arrow or like some weird creature. I like the weird creature in the middle.
Was this like their response to connects?
And that's what I have to imagine. Yeah.
Because these are
Um,
weird. Can they connect to the system?
I would assume. Yeah, they've got Technic in them.
Okay.
They're
Wow, these
very
are
strange
weird.
though. I do
This
like
is
how they're
that
like
era.
multiple builds in one.
This is that era that Lego was like just trying anything.
Yeah. Well, this is when they were failing, right? This is when they
Uh
were
huh.
like about to die, and then they got Star Wars. They
Yeah.
made Bionicle, and then suddenly everyone loved Lego again. And look
Uh
at
huh.
Super Constructor set, the very last one. This set's awesome.
Wow.
You can make a
I
giant
quite
ant, you
liked.
can make a
Yeah.
weird duck, or like a character, or a car. I
Yeah.
wonder if Duckbricks has the Snap Giant Ant.
Does he know about it?
He knows about everything.
Okay.
But I assume he would build the duck if he was building. Uh,
Yeah.
I want the giant ant. Can someone send me the Snap Giant Ant? I'll post my address in the comments. Nice, Matthew. Have we said everything we need to say about 1999?
I think so. Pretty good year. I mean,
Uh, yeah, I worry about when we get into like 2017 that it's going to be like a 12-hour long segment, but that's okay.
yeah. We'll figure out what to do then.
Yes,
We
but
might need to like visit individual themes, honestly.
yeah, that might be a better way to go. Because as fun as this was, I feel like I kind of had to speed around through it, or else we're going to be here all day.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Leave your feedback in the comments below.
Yeah.
You're in charge of the outro, Matthew, not me. It's
Oh
your
yeah, that's
podcast.
true. All right. Well, thank you guys all very much for watching. You can check out me and Sean's channel in the description. And there's also timestamps if you are at the end of the video and only want to watch specific parts of the video. You can click those also.
That's
We
true.
will.
So if you guys skipped to the end and you want to see what's not at the end, use the timestamp. Perfect time to mention them, Matthew. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Um, we will. We'll see you next week, and that's about all I've got. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.